Hey guys, now this video isn't going to be a lengthy one. It's going to be probably rather short because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you guys the introduction into how Exodus actually becomes Exodus. So this is kind of more like a prologue rather than actually an introduction, but I wanted to get you guys a little bit more background and lay the foundation and the groundwork for when he actually does officially become Exodus and see where we would go from there. So the thing is that I have actually had to take a little bit of time off. Those of you who do not know, I have recently had my first child, my son, and because of that, the videos might be a little bit less lengthy because I'm still trying to balance all of that out and figure all of this out. A lot of people actually, it's funny that people say, like, you know, there's no book to parenting, and it's like there's actually a lot of them. It's just they go out of the window as soon as you have a kid. So like, you know, with that being said, I'm gonna dive right into the video. Now keep in mind, guys, this all takes place pre-Outsider, so this is before he becomes actually the Outsider. This is pretty much leading up to events that would make him into the Outsider. The second episode picks up with Michael learning more about his alien origins. He tries to use the fortress to learn more about his origins and just what he is capable of. Unaware of how to use the fortress and what he is fully capable of, Michael manages to break out an inmate from another dimension, a prison outside of space and time. This character is from the future, where Michael has already stopped him before and imprisoned him. This character, being so powerful and capable, manages to make Michael bleed. Following the aftermath of stopping this character and re-imprisoning him, Vincent finds the mysterious blood sample that seems to have regenerative aspects. While Vincent starts to put his plans into motion, he starts by dusting off an old experiment that his father and the government had been working on in tandem. Meanwhile, Michael and Vincent's friendship starts to wax and wane, with Michael developing an immense distrust for Vincent. Meanwhile, an old friend, Alister McKnight, returns after being gone for nearly 2 years. Alister McKnight is a friend that Michael met at an early age. With this character having a less than savory upbringing and deemed a bad influence by Peter and Theresa Renner, they weren't in full support of Michael and Alister's friendship. Alister was the first person that actually learned Michael's secret identity, running away from foster parents a year ago, being on his own ever since with a girlfriend named Nicole Connors. Being from the same group home, they forged a very strong bond after growing up in the system and being all that each other had before Michael and Alister met in middle school years later. As Michael tries to reconnect with Alister, he's forced to go face-to-face with a red KPG-infected metahuman that was being held in a top-secret facility, claiming that he was experimented on using Michael's weakness, red KPG. The episode then concludes with Alister McKnight being captured, along with a few others that were in the same group home. As Michael reads a letter saying that he had to leave abruptly, Alister McKnight is forced to undergo harsh experiments using the stolen blood sample of Michael Daversa. We also learn that Nicole Connors, who was also part of that same group home, has been captured and is now being experimented on as well. With the episode ending on a cliffhanger, this will in fact lead to Exodus and other rogues that are coming from the same Project Exodus that had been dismantled and put on ice by the government. So now, to give you guys a little bit of backstory, the Project Exodus was not always called that. Instead, as I mentioned earlier, Vincent's father and the government had been working together to create a serum that would create metahumans. Unfortunately, the experiments always wound up leaving the test subjects dead or catatonic, so nothing ever really came of it. Instead of risking the lives of more people, what they did was they put the experiment on ice. Eventually, they decided to move on to bigger and better things, like weapons and hardware. Meanwhile, Vincent, learning about his father's endeavors, turns around and actually starts doing the experiments over again, using the mysterious blood sample to actually fix it and make it work. This Exodus serum is later used on him, and it is actually used on a couple of other characters that have not been introduced in the series yet, such as Michael's brother Anthony, who becomes Conlar, and Anna Marie. Later on in the conclusion of Season 1, even Samuel McKnight winds up being offered a deal to have the Exodus serum and utilize it to stop the Outsider once and for all. And there you guys have it. This is the prologue for Exodus. So this video really was to kind of just get you guys the groundwork and the foundation for what will later become known as the Exodus saga of Season 1. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, and make sure that you hit that bell so that you never miss out on any of our content. Thanks.